Okay, we're now going to treat the adductor muscles using a variety of muscle energy techniques. Now, to stretch the adductor muscles, obviously we take the leg into abduction. Now, when we abduct the client's leg, there'll be a natural tendency for them to outwardly rotate the hip as they go. Now, that will happen quite naturally because they've got more length in their hamstrings than the adductors, and this will be a natural way for them to go. So it's crucial we actually control that, otherwise, instead of treating the adductors, we're actually treating the hamstrings by mistake. A way of doing that I find quite useful: grasp the calcaneum quite firmly and use my arm to prevent the leg from outwardly rotating. So from here I can abduct the leg to apply a stretch onto the adductors. But what will happen then is, as I go further, the client will start to lift their hip. Now I need to control that. As soon as that hip wants to start coming up, I know I've reached the barrier position. Now I could try and lean across there, but it's a long reach and not the best way of working. I find what works quite well is if I hold on to the upper leg and outwardly rotate the hip slightly. Now through my hand I can feel the instant that that hip wants to lift. So in this position, with that little bit of outward rotation, also I'll use my leg to support the weight of the leg, so it's easier for me. I can now apply a very smooth, gentle abduction, and as soon as I feel the tendency for that hip to lift, I know I've reached my barrier position. Now, if I was here, we're dealing with a muscle that's healthy and fit, but maybe a little bit tight through overtraining or whatever. So from this position, post-isometric relaxation is the easiest option. So from here, I'll say, Monica, you can just press your leg in towards me, and that's applying a mild contraction to the adductor muscles. Take a breath in and relax as you breathe out. And as I feel that relaxation, I just keep moving out again until I feel a little bit of movement happening in that right hip. Now, if the muscle has been recently traumatised, then the chances are we'll probably only get to about here before we reach the barrier position. We don't want to contract those muscles because they're newly repairing, we don't want to damage them. So in this situation I would use reciprocal inhibition. So from here, Monica, I'd like you to just try and press your leg out, away in that direction, please. And then relax. And then as she relaxes, I will gently take the muscle to a new barrier position. Or if we're somewhere in between, we can apply a combination of post-isometric relaxation and reciprocal inhibition. So from here I'll say, first of all, if you can press your leg in towards me, and that's contracting the adductors, that's the post-isometric relaxation, and as you breathe out, so take a breath in, as you breathe out, push your leg out away from me, and that's reciprocal inhibition, and relax. Make sure they completely relax. And there we have a variety of muscle energy technique positions applied to the adductor muscles.